This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense.
I swear, man, we got the ghost of Pac in the studio right now.
It's such a, gimme. Step, crush.
They try to stop me, man.
Look.
Everybody back off.
Put me down, try and put me down. I'ma hit him up like an outlaw. Combination, hit him with a southpaw. Knock him out in the first round, y'all. Voice of my city like town hall. Round more pounds than stray dogs. I can make a flood in a drought, y'all. Never gon' settle. All I do is get better. All I do is get cheddar. Pulling up, blowing pressure. Outlaw shit forever.
Yeah. Once again, it's on. It's your guy, EDI, man. And this is another segment of the Outlaw Show, the interview part of the show, my favorite part of the show. And I am like literally chomping at the bit right now because the Sausage Fest is over. We got our first female guest.
Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, queen of LA radio, Cece Mamacita is with us.
Yes, thank you for having me. So I'm the first female.
You're the first
This is
female.
amazing right now. I love this.
You literally popping the Outlaw Show cherry right now as far as females is concerned. We are so grateful.
No, I'm honored. I'm honored to be sitting here with you. I'm just looking at all this memorabilia and I'm just like, wow, this is epic.
Yeah.
You're epic.
Surrounded by legends. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
So, listen. Being the first female guest on the Outlaw Show, I just want to let you know right out the gate, some of the questions, some of what we talk about.
Okay.
You know, it's going to be more geared to the ladies because you represent for the ladies.
I do represent for the ladies.
You know what I mean? It's not a sexist thing here. Like, why is he asking her that? Would he ask a dude that? Listen, I'm going to ask her questions that I should ask a woman, okay? But before we get to that, I want to get some history on her because she's breaking so many barriers just being herself.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And kicking in so many doors just being yourself. So let's get into the history of Cece. Where you from?
Well, my family's from Compton, California. What up,
Hello.
CPT? We moved around a lot, so it was Compton, Linwood, Watts, really for us. I've been doing radio for 17 years. I started in the IE and then made my way to Vegas and then made my way back to LA, and now I'm at 93.5 KDAY, the first hip-hop station in the world, the iconic KDAY. So, yeah, I'm blessed.
Believe that.
Yeah.
The first hip-hop station in the world. Do
Yes.
your history.
Do your history.
And understand why she says that. We're not interviewing KDAY today, so we won't
No,
go
yeah,
into
exactly.
That.
But that's, yeah.
Give them some homework to do.
Yo, listen, I just been around for a minute. I've worked for Jennifer Lopez. Let me see. I just got my death row chain. You know what
Hello.
I'm saying? Shout out to
Death
Daz
row.
for coming and blessing me.
Shout out to my guy, John Payne.
Yes, absolutely. And then I just finished, they interviewed me for the DLC. The DLC has a documentary coming out.
I heard about it.
Yeah, so I'm in that
wait for
documentary, bigging him up because he's amazing. So I just been doing a lot of stuff for the culture and really for the city. And as a Latina in hip hop, I think that's where I want to be on the forefront, representing and showing that, you know, Latinos, we do run, you know what I mean, in the hip hop, you know, culture, and we love it. And
Absolutely.
the
From
way
day
that
one.
from day one, but also too, I want to preserve legends like yourself, you know what I mean? Legends like, you know, Ice Cube and Snoop and Daz and Corrupt and Too Short. Like, that genre was just so iconic and classic in itself, and that's why people sample, that's why people still bump. I mean, you guys made timeless music. And we were talking about this, Edie, like, listen to this, we were talking about this the other day, and we're like, I don't know, and I'm not trying to go against any new artist, but I don't know 30 years from now what new artist right now that somebody would pay a ticket for a concert 30 years from now. You know what I mean? They're still paying tickets to see Snoop and Cube and paying big money. I don't know, but that is a testimony to the music that you guys made.
Definitely, and you know, when you say Snoop and you say Cube, you definitely gotta, you know, recognize their catalog and honor that, and that's one of the great things about KDAY, the station you're a part of. But I want to go back to the beginning a little bit. Two-part question.
Yeah.
Was radio always the plan, and your first love musically, is it hip hop? Was it?
Yeah,
R&B?
I grew up. It's crazy because I really didn't listen to Spanish, and I'm Mexican. Sorry guys, but I didn't listen to Spanish growing up the way you know what I mean. Most Mexicanos do. I grew up with the Ohio Players and Tina Marie and Shaka Khan, Teddy Pendergrass. So
And it's great that you say that because I don't want, excuse me for cutting you off, but I just seen something that is the absolute fact. It was a meme, and it said Latinos appreciate old school black music
Yes, we
more than
do.
black people, and that was a bar because I've witnessed it with my own eyes.
Yes.
I've
Yes.
seen how Latinos support the old school music, especially soul music and the classic R&B from the 50s
Oh,
and
my
60s.
God.
It's like a whole culture out here, and when I first seen it, I was like, wow, we don't even do that. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
crazy.
a lot of us, the farthest we go back is 70s, Al Green and Marvin Gaye, but when it goes, you talking about 60s and 50s, people be like, oh, that's my
You're talking about the
mom's
stylistics, you know what I
on.
mean? You're talking about Britton Wood, but that's where I grew up. I remember being in my dad's Rego. My dad, he had a Rego, and he was bumping Earth, Wind and Fire on Long Beach Boulevard, and that's just what we were. And then after I got older, then I started like really getting in tune with like Vicente Fernandez and some of the Spanish music, but. At the core of who I am, it's really oldies and hip hop. That's who I am.
And you could tell when you listen to her on the radio and seeing you out and about in the events that you do, you've always represented the culture authentically.
Thank you.
Moving forward, we were talking about what artists 30 years from now will
Yeah.
you listen to. Do you have any favorites from today's era that you bump right now?
Oh my God. I think from today's era, like the music that I like I'm not gonna lie, like right now, I'm really feeling J. Cole's freestyle that he did with the LA Lakers. And I think that J.
Body
Cole, he did his albums fire. I think, Kendrick, he's supposed to be coming out with a new album. So Kendrick is somebody probably like 30 years from now we would probably still pay for, would be a Kendrick or a J. Cole. But I mean, that's who I'm messing with. To me, it's the quality. It's the quality of music, and I really respect artists like that. And honestly, I just got into J Balvin. I know that he's a Latino artist, but I really got into him. So there's some new
crazy
artists.
numbers right now.
Yeah, but you know what? There's nothing like putting on a Tupac CD. You know what I mean? There's nothing like driving around listening to Thug Passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a different vibe. I just... hit him up, one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? You, especially when you're listening and you're cruising, and then all of a sudden hit him up comes on, you kind of a little lower, then you feel a little bit more, and you lean out your way. That's what it does to us. You know what I'm saying? It serves us that gangster.
Hey, look, you heard it from Cece Mamacita herself. This is not me. Hey, of course I'm biased. I am biased. I love what I love. Part of my history is this West Coast music that I was introduced to at a young age. You know what I mean? When we first went to Oakland in '92, first thing Pac did was put us up on people like Richie Rich and E40 and Too Short and Sebo, and just because up until that point we were largely listening to a lot of East Coast music,
Right.
Tribe Called Quest, Naughty by Nature, Redman, and so on and so forth. And so we actually got exposed to a lot of West Coast music when we came out here in '92, and it definitely is a flavor to it. G-funk, mob music, gangster rap, whatever you want to call it, the West Coast has it all in this one state. And then you got other states that, surround us, of course, and they get down with the movement as well. Where does Mamacita see the West Coast going in the future? As far as musically, is there a chance for that vibe that we love to ever come back? Is there a new artist that has that throwback flavor to them that you see?
Well, I think that right now we're going to be dominating, especially with Mount Westmore. You know what I mean? We got some of our favorites that linked
Can't
up
wait for
together.
that to come.
Yeah, and that's going to just be, you know what I'm saying, the knockout right there. And then I think with, a new artist that has like an old school flavor, oh my God. Okay, so there's this girl in LA, and she's not really that super famous right now, but her name is La Brea. And I'm gonna tell everybody right now, peep this girl out. Like, that's somebody that caught my ear,
like
and it's
that
really
name.
hard. Yeah, her name's La
like that
Brea.
name, man.
She's fire. I mean, this chick is a fucking beast. And I remember being at an event, and who was I there with? I think I was with SAG? I was there at an event. I was on the other side of a club, and I heard her perform, and I literally had to stop my conversation. I hardly do this because it's very hard to impress me. And I had to stop my conversation and say, hold on, I need to figure out who the fuck that is. And I went over there and I just watched her perform. And ever since then, I've been a real fan. And she just has that swag. I think La Brea, I think that Snow the Product, like Snow the Product is a beast. I think that more people need to really be tuned into Snow the Product. I feel like this year and next year is going to be her year. Also to DW Flame. Shout out to DW Flame representing Long Beach. I think he's super, super dope. LA, King Little G. You know what I'm saying? He already got every...
Shout out to King Little G. That's my people right there.
I love King Little G. Like, that's like my fam. So the fact that the way he moves and his swag is just, he's really a whole package. So we do got some young ones that we definitely need to be, paying attention to.
That's good. And as a honorary West Coast resident, I'm largely associated with the West Coast, even though we were all from the East Coast. I'm excited to hear that there is, a future out there for the coast. You know what I mean? And the coast continues to move and continues to do what we do. So now, let's switch it up a little bit. I know you do.
Yes. What up, baby?
Shout out to Guap. What up, Guap?
Guap City, baby.
One of the best
videographers in the city, man.
Coast,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Has shot videos for everybody. You guys are, it's no secret that y'all are together. Man, me personally, I was in a 10-year relationship that just ended due to a lot of shit. Mostly COVID.
Oh, okay.
Mostly COVID.
Yeah, it'll make you break you, COVID. I'm telling you.
COVID was a motherfucker. But anyway, we were pretty public with our relationship on social media. I want to get a woman's perspective, and most notably yours, because you're a public figure. You're out here in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's all kind of shit coming at you guys as a couple. Do you feel as though a public relationship is doable, or should it be kept off of social media?
It's absolutely doable. Absolutely. Yes.
And what are some of the key components to making that successful?
Well, you gotta know your significant other. There's gonna be, especially when you're a public figure, there's gonna be different people that are gonna kind of.
Can I smoke some weed?
Absolutely. Light it up. Let's go. No, but I think that you have to know your significant other, first of all. Be honest with each other and know that, especially when you're in a public relationship, you got to block out the noise. There's going to be so much noise that surrounds your relationship. You got to block it off. And, me and Guap, we have a really strong, we have our faith is really strong in God, and I think that's where our foundation is, because we pray with each other and we pray for each other. But I don't keep it private because I'm on the radio. I'm a public figure, and he's going to be with me, and people are going to ask questions. And I remember when we first started dating, I put him on Instagram, and believe it or not, people started unfollowing me, and they weren't liking our pictures as much. Yes. And he said,
people be hating.
They
man.
just
you gotta
hate.
love, man.
Yes. And he said, well, maybe you shouldn't post me because I don't want to mess up like your brand. And obviously I see that people are unfollowing you. And I said, fuck them. You know what I mean? I said, I'm grown. Either they fuck with me or they don't fuck with me.
Period.
And that's it. If you fuck with me, you want to see me happy, and I'm smart enough to know that I know how to make my decisions, and I know how to maneuver, and I know how to really maneuver in life. So either they trust me or they don't. And I said, they're gonna have to deal with it sooner or later. You're not going anywhere. You in my life. And then all of a sudden it went from unfollowing me to like people really saying, oh, I love your relationship. Oh, you inspire me. You guys really do it. You guys are so good together. Yeah, couple goals. So it turned around, but you just got to block out the white noise, and we focus on each other, and
love fucking wins.
It does. Love wins with us. Absolutely.
So, moving forward as far as relationship goes, is there any kind of love language you guys share between each other that you want to let little insight on how you may talk to Guap to get him,
No, because we're aggressive. So our language is
so there's no innuendo.
There's So, but everybody that is around us, we are so comedic. We clown each other all the time. He bags on me all the time, and I clown the shit out of him. But that's our language, and everybody just says, you guys need a reality show because all you guys do is talk shit. You know what I mean? But he'll just hey, woman, I'm home. Go in the kitchen, you know what to do. And I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker. So but I don't take, like, that's our play language, you know what I mean? And, you know, or I'll tell him, like, I got groceries, you know, go do what you got. And he's like, what? So we just mess around with each other. But, sometimes it's a little hard. We're two alphas. You got two alphas in a relationship.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because that was my next question. There's a lot of talk going around on social media, in the social media world, about alpha and beta. Alpha male, beta male, alpha female, beta female, so on and so forth. If you're confused, like, what the fuck is he even talking about? Is he
Right.
high? Go look it up and then come back and watch the episode again.
Right.
You say you're with another alpha. Is that the only way you could see yourself being in a relationship?
Absolutely.
With a male?
Absolutely. I can't be with no punk.
And how does that work? Two alphas together.
It's tough. You know what I mean? And we have to check ourselves, and sometimes we got to check our egos at the door. You know, I love him so much that I'm willing to check my ego at the door. He's worth it. You know, but at the end of the day, I am an alpha female, and I've always been an alpha, and he knows that. And I think that's what he was attracted to me, because I'm an alpha female. But at the end of the day, you pick and choose your battles, and I think that's what, you know, I always keep that in my mind when I want to argue. And my mom's like, pick and choose your battles, pick and choose.
That's
and
great
sometimes
advice.
I'm like, okay, is this a battle that I really want to pick with him? No, I'm good. Some days though, there will be a battle, and I'm like, oh, we gonna deal with this shit today. But I could only be with an alpha because I'm such an alpha female. I can't be with no punk.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's not a punk. And if I'm an alpha female, you got to understand he's extra alpha to deal with me. Yeah. So, yeah. But I like that. That's sexy to me. But see, my family from LA, so I like the gangster. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You used to that. You know
Yeah,
what
I'm
I mean?
used to it.
You used to that. Shout out to my producer, Fatal, for supplying me with the nice, great pre-roll right here. Shout out to Big Lou, you know what I mean, for bringing it through, pulling up with us.
It smells so good.
My goodness, this is very nice.
And Pinky.
So, shout out to Pinky.
What up,
as
Pinky?
Well. What up, Pinky? You know how we do here at the Outlaw Show. I'm going to talk about the strain of the week later in the show, but we're still talking to Cece Mamacita, the queen of West Coast
Thank
radio
you.
right here. Back to relationships. We already talked about the fact that you guys are public on social media. Let's say a Love and Hip Hop or one of these reality shows out here gets at y'all about, you know, being on a show. Is that something you would consider? Because that's real public now. Now you on TV and there's millions of people seeing y'all dirty laundry week after week.
Well, it's crazy because
Or clean.
we've been.
I ain't gonna assume your laundry's dirty.
I wash clothes every day. No, but we've been hit up from a couple of, you know, different. Recently, we've been hit up from a couple of networks, you know, that are interested in doing, like having us a part of a show in reality. But we both talked about it, and we're iffy. We're both industry people, so we understand what how it can help us, but we're so private in a sense where I'm like, babe, people are gonna have to be in our house, and he's like, fuck, I don't know, I want all these cameras, I'm trying to get ready, edit. So, because we're really in the business, so we really work. So we're like, will this slow us down? Will it not? But I told him, look, everything's up in the air right now. Let's see what it is. Let's see what they got to offer, and we'll take it from there. I'm more apt to say yes. He's more apt to be a little bit more private. Yeah, so he cherishes our privacy just a little bit more than I do. Well, I don't know. I feel like we both do. Because we're both iffy on it. We're both nervous about saying yes to these couple networks. And we're just like, I said, well, let's see if they want to film a sizzle reel. Like, let's see how the sizzle goes. And if it's cool, then yeah. But if we didn't feel good on it, then let's just say no. Because we don't need it. I don't need a reality show to empower me. I'm already empowered.
Hello.
You know, so that's
Talk
why.
your shit, Cece. I'm already empowered.
Yeah,
I
don't need a reality show to empower me.
Yeah,
but I understand that this is part of the game, and I'm in the industry, so I know what time it is. Yeah.
There it is. All right, enough with the relationship questions. I'm going to get out your business on that end. We're going to get into some other business right now.
Okay.
L.A., raised in Compton. You know I got to ask you. You see what I'm wearing right now. Lakers or Clippers?
You already know I'm Lake Show all day. What up, Clipper Darrell? I'm going to have you wearing that fucking bikini off Crenshaw Boulevard, like we said, and you're going to pay your bet. How about that?
They got Dallas tonight. We'll see. By the time y'all see this, they'll already be sitting home with the Lakers.
By the way, your kicks are dope as shit.
I'm picking Maverick.
I love your kicks. Look at that.
I'm mourning, so I just said I'm coming in purple and gold all day today. I don't give a. I'm hot.
No, everybody's hot right now. Before we jumped on the show, I asked you. I was like, "What happened? What happened last night?"
We was hurt. Injuries.
Crazy.
Shortened season. You know what I mean? Shortened off season. Nobody got a chance to heal. We didn't get a chance to gel. But we also brought up Kobe, man. And we talked about his will and the fact that we all witnessed him play with broken fingers and fucking chips in his shoulder and elbow and play with a myriad of injuries. You know what I mean? Right. So can't compare everybody to Kobe. He was a different animal.
Kobe was a beast. You know, he walked off court with a torn Achilles. Yeah. You know what I mean? Kobe was a beast. So I would probably never put anybody in that category as Kobe.
I think it's unfair to do that.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Even though LeBron is still great. You know what I mean? I call him King James. LeBron is great, but
absolutely one
Kobe,
of the greatest to ever dribble a basketball.
I feel like Kobe was just just magical.
You know what it was? He had the physical gifts, but it was just that motive. It was something inside.
It was hard. It was hard.
Just different.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And he really bled purple and gold. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys, they come from other teams. You know what I mean? Like Kobe, Laker from day one. It's just a different dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you said you gave your answer on that, but let's go to baseball.
Okay, Dodgers. I gotta say Dodgers. Were you gonna say Angels?
I was gonna ask you, but you already answered. I don't even gotta fucking keep going because she already.
We Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna rock with two teams in LA, I'm rocking with the Dodgers and I'm rocking with Lakers. Yes.
Period. All right, so we can move away from sports now because she's clear.
Well, I see your cameraman's wearing the Rams jersey.
Yeah. Well, that
don't count.
Okay.
That don't count, Dave.
They said that don't count.
I fuck with the Rams, man. I fuck with the Rams. I do. I'm LA Rams too.
But there was a part of me that wished that they would have brought the Raiders. There was a part of me. I'm not gonna lie. There was a part of me that wished the Raiders were here in LA. But it is what it is.
They went to fucking Vegas. Actually, the city I wish the Clippers would go to. I just gotta be fucking honest. Or Palmdale.
You guys ain't right.
I don't care. Just get out of the Staples Center.
I heard
please,
that.
Get out of our house, please. Okay? All right. Cece Mamacita.
Yes.
Here on the Outlaw Show, we done talked about how you started.
Yes.
We done talked about your relationship that you're in right now.
Yes.
Got in a little bit of sports. What's the future for Cece Mamacita?
Right now I am venturing in. I have my eyelash company. I have a lash collection, so I've been doing my small business, and it's been working out for me, and it actually carried me through the pandemic. Even though I was still on radio personalities, we make a lot of our money on appearances and remotes and hosting, and all that shut down because of COVID. So I actually was launching it before COVID happened, and we planned a party, we planned a launch, and then the week before we were going to launch, they shut everything down because of COVID.
The world fucking stopped.
The world stopped, right? And I was like, oh my God, I have all these lashes, right?
Listen, I was on my way to Colombia.
It's crazy.
And I'm still trying to get there. You know what I mean? Like literally on my way, and kept pushing the trip back. Like we still going to make it.
And they were like, no. You're not making it. But what I did, though, I'll be honest with you, I held my business back for 3 months because I thought that it would be insensitive of me to push
to sell some shit
while people are losing their jobs and really getting sick. So I held it back, and then I started.
Some people like, I got a new product.
Right, I can't do that because I have to,
Get
you know what I'm
together.
saying?
I got something to
yeah,
say.
I got to be in tune with people. So I was like, I'm not launching it. So I pushed it back.
As a businesswoman, that was smart.
And I had to care about the community because the person that I collab with, they really wanted to launch it, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. People are losing their jobs right now. You think I'm gonna ask them for money? You know what I mean? People need help. So I held it back, and then I went ahead and we launched it 3 months later. It's been so successful, and right now, next week I'll be on Access Hollywood. We're going to be talking about some of, the songs of the summer and some of the, things that'll be popping for the summer.
Nice.
But
Cha-ching.
yeah, I'm excited. And then I'm the only LA radio personality to have an 8-hour shift on air. So that's big. So
your hours are
6 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'm on air 8 hours a day. So yeah, so I'm on air. So I do a morning show. I do the midday ride. And really just focusing on radio. And I have a 2-hour shift, and then just making different, appearances, with the DLC with his documentary that's going to be coming out. That's going to be awesome. And really, okay, you guys, I'll be honest with you too. What I've been doing, I've been landscaping. So we have a new house. And that's been a lot of my free time.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's big in LA.
It is big in LA.
New fucking house in LA. That is huge.
With a big backyard. That's big in LA, right? And so I've been doing a lot of landscaping on my free time. So that's been my thing. But what I had to do, what people don't know, and I would like to address it, is what you guys don't know is 2 hours before I came on the show today, I had to I have a slipped herniated disc in my neck, and it landed on my nerves in the middle of my show last week. And so I had these nerve spasms through my throat and my head, and I had to get rushed to the hospital. So I had to wear my neck brace for 2 hours so that I can come right now and be without it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I was sitting there for 2 hours just resting it, and then I took it off so I can come be on the show.
Wow. I am fucking right there. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take a quick break right now. This interview is so dope. She done wore a neck brace to pull up for a nigga.
That's what it, because it's you. I'm honored to be sitting in front of you. Do you know who you are?
Yes, I do.
Do you know what you mean to the culture?
Yes, I do.
Do you know what you mean to the West Coast?
Hello.
Oh my God. Do you know who the fuck this is?
And I love the coast with the most. Look, we're going to take a quick break and come back with Cece Mamacita, because we got to get a trading war story from her.
Oh my God.
Sure.
I got one for that ass.
It's the Outlaw Show, y'all. We be right back.
I see it. They try to stop me, man.
Look,
Everybody back off.
put me down, try and put me down. I'ma hit him up like an outlaw. Combination, hit him with a southpaw. Knock him out in the first round, y'all. Whistle my city like town hall. Round more pounds than stray dogs. I can make it flood in a drought, y'all.
Never gon' settle. All I do is get better. All I do is get cheddar. Pulling up, blowing pressure. Outlaw shit forever. We back. It's the Outlaw Show. We gotta get a trading war stories from Cece Mamacita. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what it is. Trading war stories. You gotta give us something. I know you got something. 17 years in radio. She has something.
I do. I'm trying to see all the stories because I have so many. But you know what? In the beginning of my radio career, they had asked me to interview the Yin Yang twins, and they were so loaded that they couldn't even sit up. So they were slouching like this, and they were saying, huh? And I'm trying to ask them a question, right? I'm interviewing them, and they're like, huh? And I was so irritated, and I'm like, I'm done with these dudes. We're gonna wrap this up. So I literally wrapped up what was supposed to be like a 25-minute interview. I wrapped it up in almost 3 minutes because I just couldn't do it. And their record rep at the time was like, I got a new artist, if you would please interview him. And I said, nah, we're good, because I can't even deal with these guys. So I was like, I'm good. And I remember I had a cameraman with me too, and we were getting, it was, an interview we were doing off air, and my cameraman looked at me and he was like, no, because it was just really horrible. And she said, please. And I said, no, I'm good. No. And then she's like, I would really owe you, big time if you do. It's a new artist. We're just trying to get him, out there. He's right there. And the guy stood in the corner, and he was looking at me, and he kind of waved, and I felt bad. And I said, fuck, all right, cool. I said, just 3 minutes. Let's go. So I sat him down. I said, we'll do a 3-minute interview. Ended up being a 45-minute interview because it was so awesome. And his name was Pitbull. And I was just like, wow, that was cool. Then there was another story. It's not trading wars, but I'll tell you how dope Baby Bash is. I was interviewing, and this is my beginning of my career, and I waited probably 3.5 hours. He was doing press day, and I waited to interview, and I was the very last radio personality, and they literally wrapped it up in front of me, and they're like, sorry, he's not taking any more interviews. And he was eating, and I said, you mean I've been here for 3 hours, and you're gonna tell me now that I can't interview him? And he heard, and he was like, what's your name? And I said, Cece. And he was like, I got you. Can I eat pizza while you interview me? I said, absolutely. And it was cool, and now we're really good friends.
Dope.
And it's crazy because I got, and then in the beginning, when I was at KDAY, the first time I got fired from KDAY, and I got hired at Latino 96.3, is because of Bash. Bash put in a phone call for me. So it's crazy how things, really come around, And let me see it. I got some good stories though. Like I was the first person to get Hey, I was the first person to get Chingle Bling high. Okay, let me just.
First person what?
Yeah, to smoke Chingle Bling out.
Wow.
Ask him about it if you interview him, and ask him about In and Out. He's gonna be crazy. But
I was gonna say, ask her why she ain't smoking with me on my show, but it's okay. I'm not even gonna go there. She's professional, and I'm gonna respect
professional.
That. She's
yes.
professional.
And then I think my most recent was when I was in Vegas. I was doing a show, and we were doing it with Pleasure P at the Mandalay Bay, and Bobby Valentino was there. He was performing with me and DJ FRENZEE, and we were hosting a club at the Caesar's Palace, and they said, Bobby needs to be re-interviewed because the person who interviewed him didn't promote the club. And I was like, fuck, I'm already at the club. Can you please come back? So I had to turn around, come back down the strip, and Bobby Valentino gave me the biggest attitude when I got there, and I was like, all right, cool. So I jumped on air and I was like, Bobby Valentino, Hot 97.5, you're gonna be at Poetry Nightclub, Caesar's Palace, girls get in free before this and this and that, you're gonna be performing. Yeah, all right, cool, make sure you get there. And I dipped, and I was like, but that's because he gave me an attitude. So I dipped, whatever. Fast forward years later to KDAY, they're like, Bobby Valentino's coming and you're gonna interview him. I'm like, oh my God, I think we got beef. So I'm like, oh my God, I think we got beef. Last time it wasn't that cool. And he came in, and he was the coolest dude ever in the world. He's like, what's up, hey? And it was just all love. And then he just became one of my favorite, artists. It was so cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I was nervous, though.
He probably ain't remember that shit on the strip. He probably ain't even fucking remember that shit at all. He probably is just, in a good mood.
Or probably just faded or whatever. But then, and then another one was Suge Knight, when I interviewed Suge Knight.
Whoa.
That was crazy. And,
shout out to Simon, man.
Yeah.
Hold your head.
Yeah, listen, he said a lot, and there were some things that he said that we had to re-record, and
I had to re-record some shit?
Yeah, we had to re-record with Suge because, we had to be respectful. There was just some things we were
anything that he might
I have to be very ethical.
I gotta ask for my peoples, man.
Yeah,
I'ma ask y'all.
Yeah, I
don't need y'all in my DMs like, yo, why you ain't asking what Suge said?
I gotta be very ethical, but
she's ethical,
yeah, and I am.
And that's why you've been in the business 17 years.
Yeah, because see, what I do is I really don't even when I interview artists, my angle is always, about your music. What do you do for the community, and what do you do for the culture? Because that's what really is going to keep us going. And I think that's what a lot of artists love. And some of them will come up to me and say, hey, C, if you don't, can you please not touch on this? And I'm very respectful, you know what I mean? Because who am I? I'm not going to get in your dirt either. I just want to know what you're doing for the community, for the culture, and what's your new music about.
That's what's
you know what I mean?
I can't wait to get interviewed by Cece.
Well, I want to ask you, because I've been sitting here looking at you, and I'm dying to ask you. Everybody asks me, who's the one artist you wish you could interview and you never did? And I'm like, man, I wish that I could have interviewed Pac, but I wasn't in radio then. And I feel like I have this spiritual bond with Pac because my birthday is June 16th, and I'm a Gemini, just like Pac. So,
my birthday is coming up.
Yes. So
we're going to say happy birthday to you now.
Thank you.
From the Outlaw Show, because by the time this airs, it will be around your birthday.
Thank you.
Sure.
But I want to know, how was it being around him? What did you pick up? What did you learn? You were in such a special position. You know what I mean? And I'm sure it helped shape you as an artist, just working with somebody of that caliber. And everybody says, oh, he was a beast. He was always in work mode. And I can only listen to your stories, and I experience it through you. So that's why I asked, because I loved him so much. And, the West Coast rise for Pac. So I want to ask you, what did you learn? What did you take away your time with Pac?
That's a great question, man. Actually right now on Sirius Satellite Channel 104, the Tupac channel, I'm giving all these little dope stories.
Okay, so we got to tune in.
So make sure you tune into that. But because you're here, I'm going to answer your question. Pac was my friend from birth. We grew up together. So it's kind of like watching somebody that you always, looked up to, always knew was special, finally being, who they were meant to be. Right. And so when we were in the studio, it was not only me learning, it was me competing, wanted to be I'm an MC at heart, so I want to be the best one on the record, even if it's Pac. You know what I'm saying? Even though 99% of the times he probably murdered me on the track, I was gonna always go my hardest at him. You know what I mean? And that in turn pushed him to be even better. We pushed Pac just as much as he pushed us. It was a give and take. You know, we were a real friendship. This wasn't no, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, put me on, or, you know, here goes some money so I can hang out with you. You know, rappers do that. They do that. But we didn't do that. This was a real friendship from the mud until he became who he was, and even still to this day.
And he never changed, like, at all through all that at all.
Man, Pac changed like we change our socks every day. You know, he was a person that was constantly evolving, but his essence was always the same. The core of who he was never changed, but he was 24, 25 years old when he left this planet, so we talking about somebody that was very young.
Very young, but so fucking smart.
Yeah.
Like, wise beyond his years. I mean, I can only experience it, and thank God I can only experience it, like, right now that we have the YouTubes and the documentaries, and I watch everything, especially with Pac, and everybody's like, man, you love Pac, and I'm like, I love him, but I love him because he was so smart, and he really cared about us. He cared about our culture and where we come from.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We come from the hood. We come from food stamps. We come from the struggle, and it was just beautiful for somebody to really acknowledge us and say, even though you come from the hood and you come from the struggle, you're fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all beauty.
That's what he was all about.
Yeah.
And that's when I talk about the essence of who he was. That's who he was. And he loved this city. He loved LA in a special kind of way. He loved New York, where we was from too, but LA just wrapped his arms around Pac and he just hugged him back. And it was a special relationship with LA, and it was something I got to witness on a daily basis, you know, how he loved this city and how he showed his love for the city. And Mexicans as a community and as a people as well. He didn't see any division, you know what I mean? Because growing up on the East Coast, your best friend might be Dominican, might be Puerto Rican, it might be Colombian. And so we never saw the difference. You know what I mean? It was until we come to LA that we noticed there was a separation, and Pac wasn't with that either. It's like, nah, because we all get the same shit. We all getting kicked in the ass by the police the same way.
Same
There's
way,
no
you know what I'm
difference,
saying?
you know
I mean,
we all got the same hardship, so what's, you know.
Black and brown, you know, especially in today's society.
It's backing down.
We're not backing down, black and brown, but absolutely, like, it has to be tough too. Like, in this day and age, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm very vocal about our black and brown man, and I always talk about it, and I'm like, look, we gotta love on our man, because it must be, in this day and age, what's going on with the world. We all know what's going on with the world with social injustice. It must be hard to be a black man and a brown man in today's world. It has to be tough for you guys.
Damn sure ain't getting no easier.
Yeah.
Damn sure ain't getting no easier. That's a fact.
Exactly. I agree. But you know what? I just love hearing your stories, and I really want to thank you for what you do and share with the culture, because some of us.
Well, I thank you, and I salute you, and I want to give you your roses right now. Like I said, you're a walking, kicking door. You know, just you. You can go down a list of doors you're kicking in, just being who you are, and we need you, and we appreciate you, and thank you for representing LA.
And I could cook too, okay? I could throw down.
I ain't want to ask that because that would have came all sexist, but give me a dish.
I can cook.
What's your special
dish?
What
you want?
What's your special dish? Because I'm going to invite myself over for dinner. I like to eat.
During the winter, I make amazing caldo de pollo. And let me see, I can do.
I know it's chicken in there somewhere. My Spanish ain't that fluent, but I know it's chicken in there
yes. I could do whatever. I could cook it all. Barbecue. You know what I'm saying? I could do steak. What you want? We do game night. You got to come over for game night.
All right.
It's on a whole different level. You're gonna be lit.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be real smoky in there.
Like a smooth taste.
Yeah. And I'll cook. But yes, I definitely cook for you.
Up. We're gonna definitely do it. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Cece Mamacita. 93.5 KDAY, and a whole lot more to come. Thank you for being our first female guest.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. I'm so glad that I was able to pop your guys' cherry. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Look, I got to smoke a cigarette after this. I'm
the first female.
Fulfilled. Shout out to Guap. We out of here.
I
it's
love
the
you,
Outlaw
baby.
Show.
They try to stop me, man.
Look,
Everybody back off.
put me down, try and put me down. I'ma hit him up like an outlaw. Combination, hit him with a southpaw. Knock him out in the first round, y'all. Voice of my city like town hall. Round more pounds than stray dogs. I can make a flood in a drought, y'all. Never gon' settle. All I do is get better. All I do is get cheddar. Pulling up blowing pressure, outlaw shit forever.